probably about 10 acres, 7 or 8 acres of bull oak trees up there, and they're going to go around that because the bull oaks are a sacred tree. So that's okay, but I mean, I think they can go around that 10 acres. They can go around the 10 acres here as well, because this is a sacred site to us too. And you've brought up your 8 children, 19 grandkids, and in the holidays this year we'll have all those 19 come and go at some stage, and they come up here, they get on their bikes, they follow the same tracks that their mum and dads did when they were younger 20, 30 years ago, and don't really want to lose that. Yeah, well, my name's Peter Byrne. Many know me as Bocky, and I've been in this area for all of my life, 79 years. Yeah, well, Mara and I were married in 1970. We were going together before I went to Vietnam, and we got married about a year and a half after I got home from Vietnam, and then we started our life here, and we've had 8 children, 3 boys, 4 girls, and then David arrived. He was the last. He was number 8. So he arrived. He came pretty suddenly. He arrived in our bed, suchy. So I think we decided that was enough after that. Yeah. The Byrne home place, Avon Park, well, that's in between us, and that's where David lives today. So, and that's been in the family name for it's around about 1900. So it's about 125 years thereabouts. My great-grandfather came to Rich Avon first. He bought a block over there, and uncles and that they were all bought up there, and and David now has got 4 boys, so those boys are the 5th generation family to live on that farm. So it's got a lot of special significance to us. Yeah, before I got married, we were the first twins in Australia that were called up through the National Service. John's, my twin brother, his unit didn't go overseas. Mine, it did. So I went to Vietnam in 1967, and I was there for about 11 months. And but I was pretty fortunate. I never lost any of my closest mates, so that was certainly a blessing. I survived that and come home, and I've been able to start our new life here on the farm. Yeah. When we bought this farm, the banks would not lend us $1, which we weren't happy about. We'd both served our country, and we both worked in shearing sheds, and that showed we could work and all that. But no, the money could not. So we had to rely on our dad. Uncles giving us a bit, and the people were buying the land or help. They left land money in, so that's how we survived that. And our first biggest upset came when we had Danny. Danny was home on the farm. He left school when he was about 15, and all he wanted to do was farm. So he was out. He did a lot of shearing and what have you, and so he was a great help. But in 96 it was. He was coming home from Warwickneville from the football, and he had an accident in his car, and he was killed that night. So it had a big effect on our family. There was a couple of things I can remember. It was it made you appreciate your neighbours and your family, how everyone came to your aid, and that was very special. That's always a special memory. David was only about 11 when this happened, and so about 3 days after Danny had died, or perhaps after the funeral, we had a big working bee. The neighbours came, and it was David's pride and joy that one of the neighbours, Big Jack, let him have a drive. He had the big air seat. We only had an old combine. Jack had a big air seat, about 40 feet, and David had a drive of that for a few hours, and it truly made he was so rapt. Yeah, he felt so special, and I always remember his words after it's all over that you know, there's a heaven because Daniel up there watching us, and he'd be so rapt with what we've done. So that was always a special memory that I'll always keep. And of course, it was only a few years later then, David, like Danny, he wanted to leave school as soon as he turned 15. Yeah, I remember him always saying to me, I'm going to keep the farm going and make sure that it always stays in our name and for the next generations. And he's in that fight now to do that. Yeah, it's his life. He just loves farming, and he lives for it. And he said that money's. I mean, they do offer you big money. It's not money for him. He's sort of he wants to keep the family farm as it is and going. He looks upon himself as the custodian of this land. He might sort of, but he doesn't want to sell the land and spend his life on a nice yacht somewhere. He wants to keep doing what we're doing right now. And you have a lot of hassle, but it's still a wonderful lifestyle. And I look at my kids, and they've grown up. It's been a wonderful lifestyle, and the grandkids come up, and I wouldn't swap it for all the money in the world.